All right. Greetings. Welcome back to Blackbird News, where everything is connected. How y'all doing? Hope you're well. Good to see you. Oh, you'll never believe it. I actually went and got a new cord to enable some buzz-free calls from Colin, and got back here, or this morning I was hooking it up, and I got the wrong cord. So, one more day of weird buzziness if we do take some calls. I'll have to go exchange the cord tonight, and then anyways, good to see you. All right, welcome Rockfinners. We're live on Rockfin. AREM is first before William. Unbelievable. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Callin, and everybody is here. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Starting off with a little note from Fenrir about population. Yes. About population. Unfortunately is oh wow, there's like a okay. I'm not even going to say anything. I'll let you know at the end of the show. I know people don't like to hear about it. People don't want to talk about it because it's a nasty, icky conversation about the population. I know. But I actually covered something about this maybe last year or a few months ago about Kenya. The sprawl of, their population has grown quite a bit. From 1960 to 2021, the population of Kenya increased from 8 million to 53 million. Please try to explain to me how that size of a population growth cannot have bad consequences for the environment. Or if you don't want to even say the word environment or climate change, how can it not have bad consequences for the surrounding areas where all those people are trying to fit in, What is that? That's like a over 6 times population growth? And let me put it to you in a different way. Because when you're talking about humans, people get all upset and cranky. It is nice and cool over here, actually. It's actually raining. We still have Portland weather in Los Angeles. It's wild. I know you don't want to hear it. I know some people don't want to hear it. But imagine if you had, 2 or 3 dogs. And then you had a 6-time population growth in your dogs in your backyard. Wouldn't that do some damage to your backyard? You think your plants would survive? You think unless you had those dogs all caged up. And, I'm not talking about caging humans. I'm just saying that's what we do to dogs. We cage them. Some people, I don't cage my dog. Unless you have those dogs caged up or tied up or confined to an area, those dogs would do some serious damage. To the surrounding area where they're living, wherever that might be, your backyard or even inside your house. Imagine you went from 2 or 3 dogs to 20 dogs. You think 20 dogs is not going to have an impact on the environment? It will. Okay, it will. It absolutely will. Or anything. You know, anything else that you can imagine. Apply that to, you know, apply that to rodents. Apply that to coyotes or bears or rodents or birds or, you know, a 6 times population increase. You don't think that that would have some kind of effect on the environment where these animals lived? Well, I'm sorry, we're animals. And if you have a 6 times, population explosion of humans, it's going to affect the surrounding environment. And you are intentionally, being, I don't know what, unconscious. If you're like, no way, there's enough space and for everyone. Okay. Clearly you don't understand, carrying capacity of a certain area. Okay. Anyways. It's just true, man. This is true. Yeah, squirrels. What if the squirrel population in your neighborhood increased 6-fold? You would be like, yeah, dang, these squirrels are eating everything. They are eating everything. Okay? Guess what? Humans, we are eating everything. God dang, we're eating everything. That's what's happening. And it's happening everywhere, not just, not Kenya, I'm not saying, oh, it's just Africa or it's just India. It's like everywhere. It's happening in the US, it's happening in the UK, it's happening in Europe, it's happening all over the world, in China and Russia and everywhere. We are eating everything. I'm sorry, it's just true. And I covered a story about Kenya a few months ago, or maybe it was last year, how they were having serious issues because of the expansion of their population in Kenya. It had it created serious complications for the immediate climate, the microclimate of where everybody was. And so that's just true. Anyways, from 1960 to 2021, the population of Kenya increased from 8 million to 53 million people. Kenya's population explosion is irretrievably wiping out the biodiversity of this natural paradise, not only in the Western hyper-consumers, also the global South herders scrap the planet. So they're saying, yeah, it's not just the West is doing it, and so is the South. Like everyone. This is a picture of a lion who has been killed for catching a goat. Human-wildlife conflict is increasing despite efforts to stop the slaughter. A mob has speared 6 more lions to death. Yeah, I mean, we need this land for human food. We need these goats and we need these cows. We need this land for human food, and these other animals that are getting in the way are going to have to go. And that's what we do. I'm not anti-human. I'm just saying we know what science and math is. We know we have words, phrases like carrying capacity. We have ideas, concepts that can understand these things. We are smart enough to put data and evidence together and go, well, this isn't good. And yet we just go right against the data and the evidence and the ability to comprehend what it is that we're doing, because, well, don't you can't tell me that we're overeating or doing too much. That's anti-human. Is it? Is it? The thing is just, freedom to do whatever, destroy the planet or destroy biodiversity or just take whatever you want without replacing it or thinking about how long it takes to regenerate these resources. Doing that is actually the anti-human action. That is actually the anti-human action. And we're having that same effect. We are having that effect on all other populations of animals on the planet. What was the Victoria Nuland statement? Wendy DeLeese? I didn't even see it. I mean, there's a lot to talk about that situation. All right, well, let's keep going on. I don't want to get bogged down. Too bogged down. There actually is something to say about that in the show. Okay, now it's time for more people to jump into the presidential race. And I actually applaud Cornell West for trying his hand. I might actually feel. I mean, I really like RFK, and he probably has the better or the best chance, just based on like name recognition and based on. But they might actually go after him the hardest. Who knows? I don't know. But Cornell West. I really like Cornell West, and I really like his ideas, and I don't know. He seems to be a very anti-establishment voice, and he's running on the People's Party ticket, though. I don't know if that's actually going to do him any good. Who knows? But I'm glad that he's trying. I think it's great that he's running. I might actually feel more inclined to support a Cornell West run than even an RFK run. Who knows? But he seems to be a genuine, authentic human being who truly understands, what's going on in the world. You think it's a deep fake, Bella? You mean, how so? Tell me why, because I'm interested. A deep fake of him, or what? They have like Cornell West in a basement room somewhere tied up, and then they're going to run like a deep fake person, like a like a double as president. Is that what you mean? I don't know. I don't know. All the stuff about gender didn't sound like Cornell. I didn't even hear any of that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody's problematic, right? I don't know. Anyways, it's interesting. Also, I saw that Mike Pence is going to run as well. So that would be interesting. Why Mike Pence? I don't know. Mike Pence has about negative 2 shots in hell of winning the presidency. Oh my God, this is okay. If you want a fine example of the absolute absurdity of human existence and how nobody really cares about the climate, and everything is all about doing whatever we want to do or need to do at any moment, just because it's because we wanna, just because we wanna, right? And make the makers of movies And even the makers of songs, you know, it's just a get her done kind of world, right? It doesn't really, well, we want to have this, we want to build this, we're going to have a world tour and we want to play sold out stadiums all over the world. And it's just a get her done, whatever it costs, however, whatever the supplies are, whatever the cost of the equipment and materials are, how many, supporting crew and cast and whatever it takes, and same with movies. So like nobody's really green. Nobody's really thinking about the environment. But this was just like one of the most disgusting examples of, I want it. I want to do it. I want to make this movie. It's so stupid. Barbie movie pink paint splurge led to global shortage. A production designer says they caused a global shortage in pink paint for a movie because they had to use all the pink paint ever made in the world. I mean, whatever. Oh my God, we can't get pink paint for our little girl's bedroom because the Barbie movie used up all the pink paint in the world. I know you might be like, who cares? But this is just an example of the dumbosity of what we think is important on this planet. Like what humans think is important on this planet is, well, I need all this pink paint for this movie. Like I need so much pink paint for this movie. That's so important. I don't know. Anyways, I just needed to say that's stupid. People's Party is a Ponzi scheme. It could be. I mean, that's the thing is I don't really, what I know of the People's Party, I don't really think is all that great. I don't know. Seems like they have some issues. So I don't know if Cornell West running on a People's Party ticket is really great. It's hard to get excited, isn't it? But I mean, it's kind of like, that's just how we operate, right? It's just whatever it takes. We need this stuff to do all the things that we want to do. And it doesn't really matter what the cost or the cost to the environment is or the cost to the, just do it. Just get her done. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe don't. Maybe don't just get her done. Maybe just don't. Somebody's up late at night thinking about the problem of not having enough pink paint. What are we going to do? This movie might not get made because we don't have enough. I mean, is there... This is good. I love this. More examples of these kind of like the block traffic. These people are blocking traffic for climate change. Timothy, I did see your comment. 100% Rogue River Steelhead Run. Let's see. They just killed 100% of the Rogue River Steelhead Run. I did not see that. Okay. Well, maybe I can dig up something on that. How do you feel about the widespread anti-car protests in your town? This is pretty funny.
Every single day, there's a giant protest in New York City where tons of people come out to protest cars and car usage. All of these folks right here bought a car and they basically blocked traffic. slowing down how people move around. So all of these anti-car protesters are highly effective at blocking traffic everywhere, spending $40,000 on a car just to drive it on a city street and block city streets up so that nobody's moving at all. In fact, the average speed for a car in New York City is something like maybe 5 miles an hour, barely faster than walking. It's a highly effective mode of protest. And if you want to protest cars in your city, the best thing that a lot of these folks are doing is honking their horn, and you have to go out and you have to buy a $40,000 car and then drive it in the city to protest cars. It's highly effective at showing how inefficient car usage is and how a big problem it is for our society. They come into New York City and they basically just block the roads. So the car owners trying to get home can't move anywhere. And it's wildly successful. And who maybe are a little confused by how mass transit works. But yeah, they're all honking the horn. Every time honks a horn, they're basically saying, I hate cars. It takes a lot of commitment to try to reduce car usage. But as you can see here, hundreds and thousands of people come out in New York City every single day to protest a lot of the traffic and pollution that cars put out. And nobody is really moving. Amazing.
Okay. That was pretty good. I mean, it's pretty. It's pretty. I mean, it's, you know, you could argue about for or against the usefulness of cars in a lot of places, but in New York City, just dumb. Although I have driven a car in New York City several times, but mostly dumb. It's a pretty dumb thing to do. If you live there. I didn't live there. I was driving my car to New York City. Do I get a pass? I don't know. Or I would sometimes drive my car to New Jersey and then get into New York City somehow. If that JA moniker, if this show reminds you of that, I guess that's good. Hold on. So I want to find this story. What the hell happened in with the Steelheads? Is anybody going to talk about this? Do you have a link, Timothy? I can't really see it. No. Yeah, I can't see. I'll have to dig up the story. All right. How you doing, Rockfinners? You hanging in there? I see you. I see you on Rockfin. Like up them vids wherever you are. An employee poured weed killer in tank that held smolts to kill the fish? Is that on purpose? Huh. Coles Rivers fish kill. Okay. That sounds. Why would you do that? Was there a reason? The incident led to loss of steelhead that contribute to fisheries in the Rogue and Coos River. Oregon today, Coles River hatchery fish loss. Caused by human error at ODFW and compounded by infrastructure issues, making it difficult to isolate risk. Oh, that's all they say about it. Human error. Huh. Okay. Sorry, just trying to look at this. So he accidentally poured weed killer into this hatchery? That's weird. Yeah, it is effed up. Scott Andrews nailed it. You know the jet stream is effed up when Kevin is wearing a hoodie in June. Yes. It's raining. It is chilly and it's raining. And it's June. Highly unusual. Highly, highly unusual. In other places, people are like, man, it is hot out here. And I have some. Let's keep going. Have some news about that. It's very hot in Siberia, right? Incredible heat wave going on in Siberia, with reports of temperatures exceeding 38 C or 100 Fahrenheit, breaking monthly in at least one case an all-time heat record. 100 degrees in Siberia, folks. So yeah, things are real messed up. Because see this blue stuff here? The cold temperatures, see the blue? The blue. That's supposed to be up here. That is supposed to be up here in the Arctic. And it's not in the Arctic. What's in the Arctic? Heat. Lots of heat. And these cold temps are not supposed to be all scattered down here. Super cold temps. If you understand basic, super duper basic climate change science, you understand what's going on. And it's not like, oh, they told me this global warming thing was a hoax because, well, it's kind of cool here today. And so that means there's no, right? Just some basic scientific understanding would keep you from thinking those thoughts. All right. Well, let's see. All right. Well, Slava just got banned from this channel, so maybe that might make you happy. Brighten my day just now. Sorry, Slava, I'm not even going to respond to you because I can see that you're just a troll. You just come in here, and you're probably, getting paid by somebody. I don't know who. Department of Homeland Security or somebody, DHS or FBI or somebody to run around and troll people on the interwebs. So, and he just came in hot with some negativity, and I've had about enough of you, of that stuff, Slava. So, good luck and good riddance, and I'll block you on every other channel too. I'll make sure that I do. Yeah, that guy is a lunatic. Oh, Osama, thanks for the link on Rockfin about the fishery. I found this exact same link. It didn't really give me any more information than the other. Yeah. Did it say anything about human error? That's all they're trying to say. Human error. I don't know. Oopsie. I pooched it. I booched it. I pooched it. Sorry, guys. What? Let's see. This is an interesting link here from Climate Watcher. Welcome to Wet Bulb World. So this is a really good, keep this handy for the future. This tells you which temperature and humidity ratios you will experience death or close to death too. So the wet bulb table. He says, "Welcome to Wet Bulb World," and he's referring to a Peter Dines post. Human limits are being pushed. Afghanistan, Pakistan, Eastern Africa, and the Middle East are all sweltering under intolerable heat. Did you all know that? I'm telling you that because I'm giving you some news here on this channel that other people don't want to actually give you or talk about. The heat is at 1.27 C of global warming. It is highly unlikely that these regions will be habitable for most of the year if global warming reaches 2C. True story. 2C, some people think 2C is too much. 2C is extinction. Not 3C or 4C. 2C. That's all it takes. And guess where we're at? And okay. For the faint of heart, for the pearl clutchers out there, for the oh my god, that sounds really wild. Whoa, whoa, hold on there, fella. What are you talking about? For those people, I don't necessarily enjoy giving you this news, but you should probably be aware of it just in case you want to be aware of things that are happening in your world. We're at 1.5. Like really, we're at 1.5. And 2C is next, and I don't know how long it takes us to get there. Probably not that long. So you should probably live and plan your life accordingly. That's all I have to say about that. Just take that information in and understand that when you go forward in your life. Or you can just ignore it and not worry about it, and that's okay. If that's how you want to go with it, that is your choice. But that might, I'm just saying that might lead to a little bit of pain in the future. But if you want to just have a good time now and not think about it, not worry about it, and just experience the pain later, okay. That's your choice. Oh, this is an interesting post from Jay Casey on Twitter. He added me or responded to my post about heat and drought have a negative effect on crops, right? New research suggests that wheat crops may be threatened by unprecedented heat and drought. Oh, okay. Do you think? Yeah, sure. And he says, my local farm just posted that they lost 100% of their peaches for the second year in a row because of bad weather. I'm in the middle of Georgia, the peach state. In Georgia, the peaches are not growing because of the weather, right? So when you hear somebody say, oh, they're talking about the weather. These guys are worried about the weather. Yeah, the weather will kick your ass. The weather will take all your food away from you if you don't watch out. If you're unlucky or unawares, the weather could really take you down real quick. So, it's not really like a ha-ha. It's ha-ha sometimes, but it's when the weather gets bad enough to take your crops down for a few years in a row, then the ha-ha turns into a oh shit. So be very aware of the people who are intent on misinforming you about what's going on. Because it's fashionable or because it fits something or, whatever it might be. Because it's, clicks with their viewers or whatever. Just, take it, take everything you're hearing, even from your favoritist alternative journalists. Take everything you're hearing with a dose of skepticism, with a healthy, like, is that true? Right? Not with it just like, yeah, totally, yeah, whatever you say. Sometimes what they're saying is right on, and sometimes what they're saying is not right on. So it's discernment is key. You got to know, when to be in agreement and alignment, and when to go, I don't know about that part. I don't know about that part. I'm gonna have to go check that out. Or I'm experiencing something different in my life, so maybe I don't align with that part. Just saying. Anyways, yeah, that's the Post. As far as peaches, we lost almost 100% of our peach crop this year. It has been a struggle for all the peach growers in the Southeast. Due to 2 years of unfavorable weather, such as farming. Well, yeah, such is farming over the years, but if something else is happening that would cause the weather to become unfavorable for years to come, then that is a problem, right? Not just a couple of years. It was a kind of bumpy and rocky, but then we bounce back. No, if that's going to go on for a decade or 2 decades, well, then you got problems. You got bigger problems than it's the weather. Anyways, that is very interesting. A very interesting post. All right, I think. Let's see, where are we going? Well, I don't know. Do you want real quick? We'll look at this. Did I cover this yesterday? I thought that I did. Maybe I didn't. New research suggests wheat crops may be threatened by unprecedented heat and drought. Who knew? The world is getting hotter, causing shifts in seasonal patterns and increasing the amount of extreme weather, such as severe droughts and heat waves, which can affect crop yields and food supplies. A recent study led by a researcher at the Friedman School of Nutrition Science and Policy at Tufts University has found that the likelihood of extreme temperatures that could affect crop yields has increased significantly in wheat-producing regions of the U.S. and China. The findings predict heat waves that happened approximately once every 100 years in 1981 are now likely to happen once every 6 years. Whoa. In the Midwestern U.S. and once every 16 years in northeastern China. The work shows a range of conditions that people need to prepare for, even if they haven't occurred yet. The historical record is no longer a good representation of what we can expect for the future, said Aaron Coughlin de Perez, Dignitas Associate Professor at the Friedman School and lead author on the paper. We live in a changed climate, and people are underestimating current day possibilities for extreme events. Andrea says, my cherry and apple trees have no fruit for the last 2 years. God dang it. Sorry, man. Yeah, I mean, it's that's been happening to a lot of people. I have a fig tree and an orange tree and grapevines that produce, but 1 year, I think it was more due to pests, but a few years ago I had nothing, no figs, no grapes, no oranges, nothing. I think it was a combination of pests and weather. But I did get some last year, so that's good. And crossing fingers for this year. And about to plant some more trees. Getting ready to plant some more trees. All right. Y'all getting some of you getting apples? Cool. All right, we might jump to Rockfin for the last bit of this show. Did I talk about Biden's debt ceiling deal clearing the way for a the Mountain Valley Pipeline. Man, there's so much to actually. I'm going to hold that over, I think, for. Oh, God, I have too much news. I did want to talk about Ukraine for a bit, but I wanted to get off of YouTube. Well, we'll talk about this story for a second, and then we'll leave YouTube for the last few minutes. And I'll have to hold over some other stories for tomorrow. Biden's debt ceiling deal clears way for climate killing Mountain Valley Pipeline. Indigenous and environmental activists who have fought, they're in a cult, by the way, who have fought the dangerous pipeline project for years vowed to continue. This is from 2 days ago. After thwarting a last-minute bid to strip out language mandating approval of a Mountain Valley Pipeline, the U.S. Senate late Thursday passed legislation that would raise the debt limit and avert a default. So basically, they approved this. It's a pipeline for fracked natural gas. And guess who helped out? Senator Joe Manchin. We can't seem to get anything done, guys. We're all Democrats in here, and we just can't get it done. Joe Manchin reportedly helped Republicans push the White House to include the Mountain Valley Pipeline language in the final legislation. He's one of the fossil fuel industry's top allies in Congress. Tim Kaine put forth something that would strike the pipeline approval language, but guess who else helped out? Helped out? Kirsten Sinema, the Wicked Witch of the West, and Angus King of Maine, joining Republicans in voting down the amendment. Oh, my God. A separate amendment from Senator Jeff Merkley, a Democrat from Oregon. Isn't he supposed to be a progressive? Jeff Merkley? Targeting the NEPA provisions, which would allow for speedier construction. Was he? I think he was trying to block it. Sorry, I misinterpreted this. So the NEPA provisions allow for speedier construction of fossil fuel projects by imposing, new restrictions on the environmental review process. Okay, so, yeah, I thought he was a progressive, so it would be weird that he would go for that. Yeah, you got to fast track these pipelines, man. You don't need these pesky environmental reviews and whatnot. There's, Anyways, so yeah, the pipeline has been tied up in litigation for years, but no longer. We're rocking and rolling. We're back in business, baby. We're giving you some fracked natural gas. And that's how it happens, right? They do a big old, juke debt ceiling thing. Oh, the debt ceiling. Oh my God, we're going to go in default. And oh my God, this government's going to shut down. And we won't be able to pay anybody. And we're going to default on our debt and blah blah blah. Right? And then the Democrats got to go like, well, what could we do? We were over a barrel. That's how it works. That's how it works. It's the ratchet effect. It's the ratchet effect. The Democrats allow things to go more to the right. The right takes it really far to the right. We act like maybe we're trying to get it back, but we don't really. We might just hold it in place for a second. But no, not really. Not under Biden. Nope. Biden is a full-on right-winger. If you didn't know that, Just letting you know if you were confused about that. All right. Real quick, super great way to support the show is paypal.me at Kevin Sandblom. These are super direct and the best possible ways to support the show. Venmo at Kevin Sandblom. Cash App at the Red Llama Music. And buymeacoffee.com at Black Bear News. And I appreciate all your support, guys. All right. We're going to sign off of YouTube. YouTubers, I'll see you all tomorrow at 12 p.m. We're going to be on Rockfin for the last couple of minutes. If you guys want to head over there and hang out for a few more minutes.